and see you guys there. It's me, Mackenzie from Grilled Cheese Social, and today I'm here at Black Dolphin Inn in sunny New Smyrna Beach, Florida. And today I'm going to show you how to make some super tasty, yummy Irish dishes for St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. So the first thing we're doing is going to make Colcannon, which is basically like mashed potatoes mixed with potato salad, but in an Irish way. And then we're going to make some really, really cheesy Reubens with some homemade Thousand Island dressing. Okay, so let's get it going. Since I like to add bacon to mostly everything, we're going to start by sauteing some bacon for our Colcannon. So I've just got a pot here, add in some bacon. While this is crisping up, which is kind of already crispy because I prepped it before, but as this is prepping, I'll tell you guys more about this dish. So Colcannon is basically like an Irish potato salad mixed with mashed potatoes. It's creamy, it's rich, it's delicious. You could even add cheese, which I'm surprised I'm not doing today, but that's okay. So this bacon's crisping down. I've got my potatoes already boiled. You can see when I insert a knife into them, that is pretty perfect. Goes right in all easy like. All right. So as this is cooking down, I want the fat to render out because I'm gonna cook my leeks in it. Bacon. Okay, so I don't know if I already told you what's all in Colcannon, but today I've added bacon, which is not super traditional, but hey, whatever. So I'm doing bacon. This is some Savoy cabbage, some leeks, some scallions, butter, of course, and some heavy cream. All right, so my potatoes are hot, my bacon's cooking down. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm making Colcannon right now. And with that, I'm gonna make some super cheesy, delicious, melty goodness Reubens. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so this is looking good. This is looking a little crispy. I'm gonna grab this just so I don't burn my hand. All right, so this is crisped up, looks good. I'm gonna remove it just so it doesn't get too crispy or burnt. No one wants burnt bacon in their Colcannon, right? Okay, so got that bacon out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add some salted butter. All right, so the butter's in there. Yum, yum, yum. There's a few little bits of bacon. That's okay. So to this, I'm going to add some chopped leeks. And so I've removed like the outer part of the leek. So it's just the really tender inside. I'm going to go ahead and get these stirred up and tasty. Smells awesome. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of salt just to kind of draw out some moisture of these leeks and get them caramelized. So as this cooks, I wish you guys could smell it. It's fragrant, it's super oniony and garlicky and all those good smells, but in just for leeks. And if you wanted to, you could totally add some garlic or shallots, but I think you're actually going to get a lot of flavor from this and the bacon. And so this is looking good. My heat's at like a medium high. Probably could go a little bit higher. So I'm Mackenzie, and I'm from New Smyrna Beach, Florida. It's like an hour outside of Orlando. It's super sunny and beautiful today, and I'm wishing all of you people that are in the cold to come down and hang out and escape winter with us and forever Summerland. So I'm making Colcannon and super cheesy Reubens for St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. I think that this food is super delicious and should be made more often than just St. Patrick's Day. So maybe this will inspire you to do that. Okay, so now that my leeks are looking good, I can see little brown bits starting to form, which is exactly what we want. And then we're just going to add some of this chopped Savoy cabbage. And Savoy cabbage is just that really, really pretty green cabbage that has all the lines in it, like the veining. It's beautiful, it's crispy, it's Irish. All right, so these are caramelized. And now I'm going to add some of this cabbage. All right, I think that looks good for today. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a stir. So this is the beginning phases of Colcannon, which is basically like an Irish mashed potato mixed with potato salad. There's no mayonnaise in it. It's heavy cream, which is so beautiful. It's creamy, delicious. It's got all these nice flavors in it. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more salt once again because you wanna salt every step of the way. All right. So this is looking really, really good. It smells delicious. And then I'm going to add some heavy cream. All right, so this is kind of what's gonna make these more mashed potato-esque than potato salad. So you can see the cream is starting to bubble. That's what we want. Yum, yum, yum. Oh my gosh, you guys. I wish I could share this with each and every one of you. It smells so nice. All right, and then I just got this. Some people go ahead and peel the potatoes, but to be honest, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm just gonna put these right in. The skin not only adds a little bit more texture, but it's also got more nutrients in there. And you know, we're eating a bunch of cheesy Reubens and creamy potato salad, so I think it's okay that we could use some more vitamins and nutrients. All right. So I'm just adding these potatoes, and then I'm going to take a potato masher and basically just start to kind of break these apart. Ooh, who doesn't love creamy potatoes? Ooh, it smells so good. All right, so right now I'm making Colcannon. Colcannon is basically like a creamy potato dish that's pretty popular in Ireland. I think it's gonna be a really nice side dish to go with our cheesy Reubens that we're making. All right, so that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a stir just to kind of combine everything, get all that cream mixed up in the middle. Turn the heat off. So it's super pretty, smells delicious. All right, so now it's time to add the crispy bacon. Add the chopped scallions. And most importantly, which is my favorite part in the whole world, we're gonna add a big old pat of salted butter. We'll just add this right to the middle. And I'm gonna keep this over here on the heat to keep it hot while we're making our Reuben. All right, so I'm just gonna put this over here. So this is our Colcannon, and for those of you who missed it, it's an Irish potato dish with caramelized leeks, some Savoy cabbage. I added crispy bacon for my own sort of flair on it, and it's got scallions, heavy cream, and lots of delicious butter. Okay, so we're done with the Colcannon. Now let's start making the Thousand Island for our Reubens. All right, so let me move this big boy. Oof. I've got so many muscles from lifting that cutting board. All right, so I've got my corned beef, which I'll get to talking to you in a minute, but let's start to talk about our Thousand Island. Okay, so there's lots of discussion about, is it Thousand Island or is it Russian dressing that goes with a Reuben? And to tell you the truth, I don't know. I wasn't there when it was invented. All I know is that I make a really, really good Thousand Island, so that is what we're gonna make today. All right, so I've got a bowl here, or I've got a mason jar here. We're gonna start with some mayo. We'll just add this in. And you can make your own mayo if you would like. That would probably be awesome. I'm just using store-bought for the sake of this recipe. Okay, so we've got mayo, and then this is chow chow. So you can either use chow chow or sweet pickle relish. I like chow chow because it's actually like a little bit spicy, so it's made with cabbage, which is a little bit more Irish to me than pickles. So I'm using chow chow. It's a really southern condiment. You can use it on eggs, you can use it on anything. I love adding it into Thousand Island because it just gives it this extra little depth of flavor. Okay, and then we've got some ketchup and some chili sauce. Give it a little bit more heat. And an egg. So this is a hard-boiled egg. This is the island part of the Thousand Island. So I'm just gonna chop it into little tiny pieces so that it can get stirred around and be extra delicious. Actually, I never even knew that the island part of Thousand Island was because of these eggs. And you know what? I don't even know if that's true. I just read it on the internet and a lot of people were like, wow, that's so cool. So I'm going with that story. All right. So these look really nicely chopped up. Since I'm not making that much, I'm just gonna probably add about half. All right, wash my hands real quick. So I'm not wearing any gloves because I'm doing this demo just for the Food Network. No one else is eating the food. I know a lot of people are concerned about that, but it's just for me. So if I was making this for a bunch of guests, it would be a different story. All right, so far we've got mayonnaise, chili sauce, sriracha, some chow chow, which you could obviously use sweet pickle relish if you don't have it, the hard-boiled egg, some pepper, some salt. Oh, and I forgot. A little bit of yellow mustard. All right. So now I'm just going to go ahead and mix this all around. Looks so good. It's creamy. It's chunky. It's going to be an excellent dipping sauce. I'm actually going to add a little bit more sriracha, or chili sauce, just because I like a little bite and a little heat in this sauce. Okay, so that looks good, and that is all done. So I'm going to move this aside, clean up my station real quick. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands one more time. So once again, guys, I am Mackenzie Smith. I'm the blogger at Grilled Cheese Social, which is the world's largest grilled cheese blog. And I'm also the chef at Black Dolphin Inn, which is one of the top 10 boutique B&Bs in the country. We're located in sunny New Smyrna Beach, where it really is never winter. So that's pretty cool. All of you winter people, come down and visit us. We'll keep you warm. All right. So far, we've got our Colcannon made, which is that yummy, creamy mashed potato salad hybrid mix. We've got our Thousand Island made, and now we are going to talk about the Reuben. All right, so this is cooked corned beef. My mom cooked this for me because she is a baller and makes the best corned beef ever. But basically she cooked it in a crock pot with a bunch of spices and some onions. You can see there's some mustard seeds. It looks really good. Let's maybe see if I can show you the inside. Ooh, look at that. It's perfect. So if you don't feel like making this for yourself, I'm sure every single grocery store in the country sells this, but that is exactly what we're looking for. It's corned beef, it's super good, it's delicious. And right here I've got some marbled rye. So we're gonna start building this sandwich. All right, I'm doing thick slices of bread because A, I'm hungry, and B, we don't want the sandwich to get soggy from the Thousand Island or from the sauerkraut. Okay, so we've got two beautiful pieces of marbled rye. I'm gonna do some Swiss cheese. This is Irish Swiss cheese that I just got at the local market. We'll do it on both sides. That looks really good. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab some of this corned beef. Don't be afraid to use your hands. That's what they're there for. Oh my gosh, you guys, this looks so good. This texture is awesome. It's gonna be delicious. I'm piling it on high because there's nothing sexier than a big old meat sandwich with melted cheese and all that good stuff. Okay, so that looks really good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the sauerkraut. So, most important part of this recipe, you're gonna want to drain the sauerkraut. If you don't do this, your sandwich will get soggy. Oof. It'll be gross. Everyone wants that crispy bread. Oops, I lost a little piece. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do a little bit more. And just squeeze it out. This is a super important part that a lot of people kind of forget. And same goes with any sandwich. You know, you don't want really soggy, wet stuff. All right, I'm gonna wash my hand, get all this sauerkraut juice out from under it. Yay! All right, guys, so right now I'm making a Reuben. It's got a layer of super thick sliced marbled rye with Swiss cheese, the corned beef that my mom made because she's awesome, and then we've got the sauerkraut, and now I'm gonna add some of the Thousand Island that we just made. And this is a mixture of mayo, mustard, ketchup, sriracha. I use chow chow, which is like a sweet cabbage pickle southern thing that you can actually use sweet pickle relish if you can't find. It's got some chili paste and ketchup, and I think I already said that. So let's get it on the sandwich. All right, so not too much because we can always add more. You can always dip it in there, which is an important part to remember. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, let's just take a moment to appreciate this beautiful thing. Ah, this is like an angel. If an angel were a sandwich, I think it would be this, right? All right, so now we've got the sandwich built. Once again, that's just a layer of marbled rye, some corned beef, some strained out sauerkraut, house-made Thousand Island, Swiss cheese, and another piece of the marbled rye. So look at this. If I told you guys that you could be kissed by this, what would you think? You'd really want some, right? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my panini press. I've got it heated to medium high. All right. And I'm gonna grab some salted butter and then gonna just melt it right in here. You can totally butter the outside of the sandwich. I'm literally just doing it like this because it's so monstrous that I'm scared that it'll fall. All right, here we go. We've got that butter sizzling away. Smells like delicious hot butter. And now let's take a moment to look at this guy again. This is a beast. If you're not making your Reubens like this tomorrow, redo it and try again. This looks awesome. Okay, so bigger is better. Don't worry if you're scared. You can always eat half of it or a fourth of it. You don't have to eat the whole thing. Look at that beautiful thing. So I'm just placing some butter on top of here. All right, looks good. And now I am going to get a rag, kind of hover my panini press over this sandwich without burning myself. All right, you want it to go down evenly. Oof. All right, so as this is cooking, let's see, yeah, that looks great. As this is cooking, I'll go over what we've done so far. All right, so the first thing we made was the Colcannon. I basically started by sauteing some bacon, getting it crispy, adding a little bit of butter, and then adding leeks until they were caramelized. Then I added some Savoy cabbage and some of these already boiled potatoes. I left the skin on, even though you don't typically do that. I'm okay with the skin. If you don't like it, feel free to remove it. No worries. Okay. And then I mixed that up with some heavy cream, added the scallions on top, and a big old pat of butter, and that is going to be served with our Reubens. And then I made the Thousand Island, which was the house-made sauce that we made. You can use Russian, you can use French. There's a million different variations on the Reuben. There's the Rachel, there's a Mahi Reuben that we have here in town that is awesome. any way you want to do it. But you know, because tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day, we're using a really, really nice corned beef that was done in the slow cooker overnight. All right, I'm just gonna clean my station up. Let's get one more glamour shot of this beautiful meat. So proud of you, Mom. Thanks for making that. For those of you who want the recipe on how she did it, I'll be posting it on my blog later today along with both the recipes that we're making here. You can find that at www.grilledcheesesocial.com, or you can follow me on Facebook, Grilled Cheese Social, Instagram at Grilled Cheese Social, and Twitter at GC Social. I'll have it up probably later this afternoon. All right, let's check on this guy. All right. It's cooking. I had to turn the heat down on this a little while we were making it because it started smoking. All right. So in the meantime, I can answer any questions that anyone has. Is there any questions? Any questions?
What is Colcannon?
So Colcannon is basically an Irish form of mashed potatoes mixed with like the potato salad. There's no mayonnaise in it. It's actually made with heavy cream. So it's super creamy and rich and delicious. It's got caramelized leeks, some Savoy cabbage that's been cooked down with it. It's wilted, not super caramelized. And then you add heavy cream, boiled potatoes, mash it up, and top it with the bacon crumbles, scallions, and a big old pat of salted butter.
What are your favorite Reubens?
So my favorite Reuben is probably the turkey Reuben. I eat it the most often. I actually substitute turkey in place of the corned beef, and then I use what was I gonna say? Oh, the pickled red cabbage. I think that's super delicious, and I can't get enough of it. And I just saw, if anyone doesn't have a panini press, totally just use a cast iron skillet. Ooh. It'll work the same way. It's just a little bit harder to flip. I use a panini press because I'm Grilled Cheese Social and I make a million grilled cheeses, and this is the fastest, most efficient way to make one in my personal opinion. If you don't have one, all you do is basically heat up a cast iron or a non-stick, melt some butter, add the sandwich in, and this is looking super, super good. You can see the cheese is starting to melt. I'm gonna keep it going a little bit longer. I'm gonna get a little smush. Ooh, yeah, you guys, it smells so good. The butter's all toasted up. The cheese is starting to melt out. It smells like hot, delicious cheese. It's so good. All right, so let's check this out. We can see the bread is getting a really nice crust on it. It already feels crispy, but I'm gonna let it go a little longer because I want that cheese really, really melty. And what I like about the Reuben is that it's basically like a giant grilled cheese. It's got cheese on both ends. It's got that tasty sauerkraut. It's got the corned beef and that really, really creamy Thousand Island that I taught you how to make. All right, look at that. This is my favorite part. I could look at these little drips all day long. Let's see. Let's give it a little peek. Ooh, yeah. So I'm gonna shut it. Actually, I'm gonna push it a little back because it looks like it's coming out. Okay. So as that's cooking, we can start to plate our dish. All right, so I've got a pretty little plate right here. I'm gonna grab the Colcannon, which is basically just like super fragrant Irish mashed potatoes mixed with potato salad. Ooh, and this is bubbling away. All right. So I'll basically just get a scoop of this. We want some of that butter on top. Place it right here. It's rich, it's creamy, it's super fragrant from all the scallions and the leeks. Yum. All right, we'll just clean that off a little bit. So that's our Colcannon, and I can hear this bubbling away. This is perfect. It's smushed down to about half the size, so you can actually fit this beast in your mouth. I actually had lockjaw in college one time because I ate too many giant sandwiches. Real talk. Okay, this is really, really heavy. Oof, look at that. All right. Look at this beautiful thing. I can't even begin to tell you how good it smells. All right. Now I'm going to place it on the cutting board. Oh, isn't it sexy? This sandwich is what you should be eating tomorrow. St. Patrick's Day is all about the Reuben. Woo! If I don't drop it first. All right, so I'm gonna let this set for just a second. My panini press, clean up a little. And I am going to wash my hands another time. All right, so I've got my knife and I'm gonna slice this thing in the middle. Being careful to kind of just guide a knife line in there. I don't wanna smush everything out, and then I'll just go ahead. Oof, yeah, that's what's up. All right, and here's the beautiful Reuben money shot. Look at that. Look at that beast. It's got, see how much that marbled rye shrunk down? So it's got marbled rye, it's got this homemade corned beef, some sauerkraut, some of that really creamy, sort of spicy Thousand Island dressing, some tangy sauerkraut, and another piece of that really thick, delicious marbled rye. And then I'm just gonna put this like this and stack it because I think the height is really good. And then there was this little bit left over, and I don't want it to go to waste, so I'm just gonna put it right there. Wash my hands one more time. All right. And so, new rag. Let's get this out of the way. So once again, we've got our Irish mashed potato / potato salad dish, which is called Colcannon, and then we've got this little cheesy, and by little I mean humongous, cheesy Reuben. And to get the recipe, you guys can log on to my blog, grilledcheesesocial.com. You can follow me on Instagram at grilledcheesesocial, on Facebook, Grilled Cheese Social, or you can come into the Black Dolphin and I will make you one. And the recipe will be up later today, but most importantly, I hope you guys all have a super awesome St. Patrick's Day. Have a lot of fun, be safe, eat some good food, and I hope you have the luck of the Irish. All right, guys, thanks for having me. Come visit New Smyrna, Black Dolphin Inn, Grilled Cheese Social. Woo! This is what it's all about. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Bye.